can give it up, 'cause it's so easy just to give it up. But we never learn till we're past the point of no return. Say goodbye, spend your heart so you can save your pride. Take one more try for love, one more do or die for love.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Brunswick Square's final Christmas shopping season. This mall has been serving East Brunswick and the surrounding areas for over 55 years, but soon, it'll be nothing more than a memory. In March of 2025, the East Brunswick Township Council unanimously designated 10 lots, including Brunswick Square, as a condemnation redevelopment area. The mayor said that the designation was part of a, quote, much longer redevelopment vision that the township has had for the entire Route 18 corridor. This set into motion the current redevelopment plans, which include demolishing the entire enclosed mall corridor and replacing it with outward-facing big box and smaller tenants.
Take one more try for love, one more do or die for love. We'll lose our time for love, one more try for love.
The story of Brunswick Square begins all the way back in October of 1969, when the R.H. Macy Company, the owners of the Bamberger's department store out of Newark, announced plans for a multi-million-dollar full-service department store on the current site of Brunswick Square. To be designated Bamberger's East Brunswick, the store was on an 88-acre site at the intersection of Ruse Lane and Route 18. Bamberger's East Brunswick was scheduled to open in the fall of 1970 and was to contain 242,000 square feet of selling space.
One more do or die for love. We'll lose our time for love, one more try for love.
Bamberger's East Brunswick held its grand opening ceremony on Thursday, September 10th, 1970 at 10 o'clock sharp, following a 9:45 ceremony that was presided over by East Brunswick Mayor Joseph A. Mammon, Herbert L. Siegel, President and Chief Executive Officer of Bamberger's, and Joseph Kahn, Vice President and Manager of Bamberger's East Brunswick. Papers on this date note that this is the first of more than 80 stores expected to be built at the new East Brunswick Shopping Center, and that all of the future stores would be within an enclosed mall.
Hello, baby. It's sure been a long time.
In May of 1972, it was announced that a, quote, giant shopping center embracing some 79 stores, unquote, would be under construction next to Bamberger's on Route 18. The mall was being developed by the Edward J. DeBartolo Corporation, a very large national mall developer based out of Youngstown, Ohio. At the time, it was announced that JCPenney would join Bamberger's as the second and other anchor store in the mall. At 225,000 square feet, it would be the largest JCPenney in the state at the time.
Used to have a lot of pride. I didn't really want to say.
Other stores announced for the mall included a twin-screen General Cinema, CVS, Foxmore, Lerner Shops, McCrory's, Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, National Shirt Shop, Florsheim Shoes, Walden Books, Parkline Hosiery, and Wilbur's of Boston. At the time, multiple township officials were concerned that the name Brunswick Square would be easily confused with the nearby Brunswick Shopping Center in North Brunswick. They suggested that the name should include the words East Brunswick to avoid confusion. However, the developers would ignore this request, and the mall would continue to be known as Brunswick Square. On April 5th, 1973, Brunswick Square held its official preview opening, inviting shoppers to come in and take a look at their new mall. An ad from the April 3rd, 1973 edition of the Star-Ledger read, "Being your neighbor is good, and we are happy to welcome you to our new mall. As we open our doors to you, our visitors, we have the final ingredient, the people our facility was created for, and we dedicate ourselves to sensitive, enthusiastic service and sincerely committed people-to-people relationships." With several new stores opening each week, you'll be joining Brunswick Square Mall as we grow into a totally developed shopping complex with 71 fine shops under a single roof. You can enjoy these stores now open, or simply watch us develop and share in the magic that goes into the building of a new mall and its shops. Finally, on August 23, 1973, Brunswick Square held its official grand opening ceremony. On this day, Lerner, McCrory's, Orange Julius, Abelson's Jewelers, Riverboat Fashion Boutique, Wurlitzer Music Stores, and over 40 other tenants were finally open for business, along with JCPenney. The interior of the mall featured terrazzo flooring along with large planter beds down the entire concourse. Skylights were not plentiful during this era, however there were several large skylights in the court areas in front of JCPenney and Bamberger's, along with the center court. History and happenings at the mall are relatively quiet from its 1973 opening all the way up until the late 1980s. In 1986, Bamberger's was rebranded as Macy's during the R.H. Macy Company's push to unify all their regional nameplates under the Macy's banner. Competition from nearby malls, such as a recently expanded Woodbridge Center, a soon-to-be rebuilt Menlo Park Mall, and a proposed Freehold Raceway Mall, all within a half hour, were worrisome for the mall's management and owners. That's why, in April of 1990, DeBartolo announced plans to add a second story including 50 new stores and a massive parking garage, along with possibly a third anchor department store to Brunswick Square. The architectural plans were created by RTKL and Associates of Baltimore, a well-renowned firm that worked on dozens of malls in this era.
Where things are as they should be. I wish that you could be dreamwalking along with me. I wish that you could be dreamwalking along with me. I wish that you could be dreamwalking along with me. When your world is on the rocks, just go for a dream walk.
Unfortunately, due to community opposition, the second floor expansion of Brunswick Square never took place. Personally, I think it would have saved the mall and helped it remain viable, even into the present day. In 1996, the Edward J. DeBartolo Corporation was merged with Melvin Simon and Associates of Indianapolis, creating Simon DeBartolo Group, one of the largest mall management companies in the entire country. Brunswick Square, along with the rest of DeBartolo's portfolio, was now under Simon, and they had big changes in store for the mall. These would come beginning in 1999, as Simon underwent a project that reopened and expanded the movie theater to 13 screens, along with adding several quick-service restaurants to its entrance, essentially creating a food court for the then food courtless mall. This replaced the former McCrory stores. A year later, a Barnes & Noble was added to the front of the mall, along with the interior receiving its first full-scale renovation. The result of that renovation is what you see here today, adding new lighting, flooring, carpeting, skylights, paint, basically changing the entire interior of the place, and I honestly think while it's a little beige, it doesn't look bad. Once again, things remain quiet here for the next couple of years. In 2011, stores in the mall included Old Navy, Forever 21, Victoria's Secret, New York & Company, Against All Odds, Charlotte Russe, Hollister, Champ Sports, and many, many more, showing that, despite the mall's relatively compact size and large amount of competition surrounding it, it had a decent roster of middle-class stores that were serving their community well. In 2016, as an unfortunate sign that the mall was not up to the high standards of Simon Property Group, they sold the mall to W.P. Glimcher, which itself was a spin-off of Simon and usually owned their former lower-tier shopping centers. That same year, the mall's Ruby Tuesday closed and was replaced with Red Robin and Bar Louie. Slowly but surely, stores began to trickle out of the mall. In 2020, the mall was closed for several months due to the COVID lockdown, which did not help things. Despite all of this, occupancy was over 80% at the mall up until around 2023.
Baby, as these days go by, I can see that love is in your eyes. You will need someone.
In November of that year, the mall's owners, Washington Prime, formerly W.P. Glimcher, sold the mall to Paramount Realty Group, a company mainly known for operating strip malls and power centers. At this time, many stores began leaving the mall very quickly. Paramount immediately started drafting plans to demall the property, turning it into a front-facing big box center. This was despite the fact that many stores were still operating inside the mall. In late 2025, Macy's converted their location at the mall into a Macy's clearance store, closing off upper levels and shutting their mall entrance. This brings us to the present. On January 10th, 2026, the majority of Brunswick Square's common area was closed to the public. Some of the final stores to close in the mall included Hot Topic, Bath & Body Works, The Children's Place, Hollister, Amy's Hallmark, Auntie Anne's, Charlie's Philly Steaks, and several others. The future of this property looks economically promising, but in my opinion, another big box power center along this corridor is not something that anyone is too excited over, especially not me. Anyway, that's about it for the history and the story of Brunswick Square. This mall will always hold a special place in my heart. I was brought here very often as a child, and I still visited this mall regularly up until it closed. I wish Paramount luck in the redevelopment, even though it's really sad to see this place go. If you enjoyed this video and are still here, please let me know in the comments. Anybody who watched this far in, you are greatly appreciated. And if you have any memories that you'd like to share, please do. I read every single comment. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next one.
It's only love and laughter. It's only love I'm looking for. Where is the love? It's only love that I'm after. One day at a time. You are all I ever have in mind. It's only